everybody, welcome back to Epic Beauty Fail. I'm Jessica. On today's video, I'm going to be filming day 2 of June's 5 Days of Foundation. And on today's video, I'm going to be reviewing or doing a first impression of the Sunday Riley, the Influencer Clean Longwear Foundation. So this is a newer foundation. It came out in mid-April. I think, early April, mid-April. I did pick it up in the Sephora VIB sale, and I wanted to give it a try sooner rather than later because, number one, it's a newer foundation, and I don't normally review a lot of newer foundations because I have so many foundations to give a try. And number two, there's been a lot of back and forth on this. Some people really like it, some people really don't like it. So I wanted to give this a try, especially after watching Thrift Thick. She did a review on this. Cassie did a review on this, and she absolutely hated it. Now, it is not going to be real warm today. It is going to be more on the cooler side in the 60s, lower 60s. So I probably won't be sweating a lot. I'll be indoors a lot today. So I don't know how I'm going to work with this. We shall see. On my face, before we get started, I did spritz my face with the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Marine Boosting Mist in place of my Milky Mist from Pixie by Pedra. I do also have a little bit of their Drink of H2O from Tarte. Comes from the same collection, the Rainforest of the Sea collection, on my under eyes, and then just like down here along my lower cheeks because I've been having a little bit of dry skin there. And then I have the number 50 Serum Primer from IT Cosmetics on the cheeks, forehead, and down here on my chin, and then the Professional on my nose and along the center of my chin, around my mouth a little bit where I get a lot of creasing and I have some scarring. So that's what's on my face already. So let's go ahead and get this out of the box, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. I did try to find the Sunday Riley website, and I couldn't find it for some reason on my phone. I don't know what happened. It's not coming up. So I did go to the Sephora website to read to you today. I did get this in the color 110, which is very fair with pink undertones. I did actually order this online. I didn't have the opportunity to swatch it because I did go to my Sephora, the actual standalone Sephora, not Sephora and JCPenney's, and they didn't have this when I went in there. So this is $42. It only has 3 stars, so it is not doing too good with their reviews. But let's see what it says. This says it's a clean, long-lasting foundation with medium to full coverage formulated with your skin's health in mind. The Influencer Clean Longwear Foundation redefines the line between skincare and makeup. It provides clean, natural-looking, long-lasting coverage that doesn't dry out as the day or night goes on. With a satin matte finish that stays fresh-looking even through workouts or humidity, it's available in 20 perfectly blendable medium to full coverage shades that expertly conceal redness, pores, and dark spots without ever looking cakey. We'll see about that. They haven't met my skin yet. With just one pump, get perfectly even skin with ultra natural coverage. For fuller coverage and more concealing power that never cracks or creases, layer as needed without worrying about clogging your pores. No matter what your desired coverage, you are always in control. You still look like you. This is great for all skin types. It controls oil but never dehydrates your skin for a fresh, healthy looking, shine-free complexion. And it goes on. So, I have seen a couple of videos where people said this is so drying that even for like oily skin girls or guys, it doesn't work well. And I think on Thrift Thick's video, because that's the only one I actually watched the whole video of, there are a couple that I started watching and then stopped. I think hers just looked really cakey. So it's interesting it said to use one pump, because I can never just use one pump on my face. But we'll see. I'm going to start with one. I'll probably end up with like 1.5 pumps based on, okay, so there's that and there's that. So I have like 1.5, 2 pumps. I'm going to use a sponge on the right side of my face, and then I have my Sigma F80 I'm going to use on the left side of my face. That does not look like a lot of foundation, and it is very runny. So I'm going to go ahead in with my Flower Beauty sponge, pick a little bit of that up, and let's see how it goes. All right, so far I'm really liking this foundation so far. I like the shade. I think it matches my neck really well. So the shade is like perfect for me. I would not say this is medium coverage. I still have some foundation on my hand, by the way. I would not say this is medium coverage. I have a little pimple that just popped up after yesterday's video when I used the Ordinary foundation. At the end of the night, I had a little tiny pimple right there pop up. But I feel like it's okay right now. I like so far, I'm liking the finish, even though it's light. This is not medium coverage. Maybe it is. I don't know. I never know where the line is between light and medium. I don't feel like it's medium coverage because I do still see some redness coming through, but maybe that means it's medium. I don't know. I definitely still see my freckle back here. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead in with a brush and try to get, I'm definitely going to need more foundation, but I'm going to try to get this side. I'm going to fix my nose crease over here too with the brush. But 2 pumps really only did half my face. And I tried to stretch it. So, all right, I'm going to get 1 pump this time. And if I need more, I will go back and get more. So let's go ahead. Okay, with the brush, I only needed 1 pump to do this whole side of my face. The finish is a little bit different though. I'm going to zoom you in before I start using the sponge to balance this out, but the finish is definitely different. So I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but I have just really weird, it looks dry all in here, but on this side I'm not getting that. And I don't think my skin is that different from cheek to cheek right now, but this side is just looking kind of weird with the brush. So I think the sponge is the way to go with this. Even though you use more foundation that way. Like I said, I had 2 pumps on the right side of my face and only 1 on the left. So, but I think the finish is nicer with the sponge. I think I'm going to have to put a little bit more on. Just like on my cheek here. Because of the way that's laying on my cheek. I'm just going to put a little bit more. I'm going to do a half a pump. I don't know what's really going on there. I don't know. Can you guys see? Is the camera picking it up? The difference between this cheek and this cheek? Like this one, I feel like it looks drier. This one, I feel looks a lot smoother. And my texture on my cheeks is not that much different. Usually I don't have that problem between one cheek and the other. I am getting some caking in my nose crease, but for me that's pretty normal. Okay. I'm not sure yet on this. The time is now 11:11. Make a wish. So I am going to put on the rest of my makeup and I will be right back to let you know what I think as an initial impression of this foundation. All right, guys, the time is now 11:30 on the dot. We're going to call that our check-in time. So I will wear this till at least 7:30 tonight, although I'm not real excited about it. So on the rest of my face, I have the Too Faced Primed and Poreless. This is the translucent powder that they have. I think Skin Smoothing Pressed Powder. So I powdered this foundation because it was sticky and it was transferring. But then once I powdered it, it looks very powdery, and I'll talk about that in 1 second. On my face, I'm using the e.l.f. Total Face Palette. The color here, and then this color here is my blush. So that's on my face, and then as my highlighter, I use this little Hard Candy Just Glow Rose Glow highlighter on my cheekbones. I did put a little bit of the Naked Skin, Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer on my under eyes, just a tad. On my eyes, I have my MAC Painterly Paint Pot, and then the Urban Decay Naked 1 palette. I used the color Naked all over my skin. This one right here, Buck in my crease, and then Half Baked all over my eye. And then Buck I used on my under eye line as well. And then Some Benefit Roller Lash on my lashes. On my lips, I have the L'Oreal Pro Matte Gloss in the color, I don't even know what color this is. Statement Nude is the color on that. First time trying it out. I like it so far. It feels really nice and soft and like soft. It's not goopy, so it's not really glossy, but it's not drying like a matte. So far, it's good. And then I have my MAC Fix Plus all over my face because this foundation looks kind of not good. It just kind of looks not good. So I'm hoping the camera's picking it up, but if you look at my nose, it looks like I just have powder all over my nose. And I did powder because it was not, it was transferring. It was sticky, it was transferring. I touched my face and I came away with foundation all over my hand. My forehead's not looking great either. It's looking very powdery. This is very reminiscent for me of the Hourglass foundation that I tried back in, I think, February. Hang on one second. It reminds me a lot of this foundation. This is the Immaculate Liquid Powder Foundation from Hourglass. And this did the same thing, where it went on as a liquid, but then it ended up looking really powdery all over my face. So I hope the camera's picking up on my forehead and on my nose just how powdery this really does look. But that's what this reminds me of. It reminds me of this Hourglass foundation. So I'm not sure that this is going to be all that great because I did not like this foundation. It's just that I bought it and I waited too long to try it out, so I couldn't return it. This is not good for me. I'm going to try it again in the summer when I get really oily, but this was not good for me. I'm hoping this does better, but right now I'm getting a lot of the same vibes that I was getting from that Hourglass foundation. I just keep looking at it because it just doesn't look right. And I mean, when I say I put Fix Plus on my face, I drenched my face. I had it in my hair, my shirt was wet. I put a lot of that stuff on my face because of the fact that it looks so powdery. So, I don't know. I'm going to check in probably somewhere around 2:30, 3 o'clock. Is that right? 3 o'clock? 3:30. 3:30 is when I'll check in. I'm about to head over to my mother-in-law's for some lunch, and then I think we're going to do just a little bit of shopping, and then head to my dad's this afternoon. So I will check in, like I said, around 3:30, and I'll let you know how it's going. I just noticed a freckle down here on my chin that I never realized I had. The joys of freckles. All right, I'll check in with you guys in about 4 hours. All right, day number 2, checking in the car. Time is now 3:50-ish, 3:50, 3:55. My watch is a couple minutes fast. So I'm gonna open the sunroof here, try to get a little bit more light. I'm sitting in the car, natural lighting. Probably be better this way, but I am gonna pull that down just for a minute to look in the mirror again. Looking at my face, I'm still having problems with some of the same areas. So, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see. So my forehead and my nose still look very powdery. The camera's washing it out. Let's see if that'll help. Still look very, very powdery. I don't know what's going on with this foundation. It looks like it's kind of wore off a little bit there on my nose. Powdery on my forehead. I don't think this cheek's having the same problem that it was, but like around my nose, it's definitely caked in. The creases. The chin, not looking too bad, but like over here, it's like wore off parts of my face on my mouth there. And like right in here, I have this line that shows up every once in a while depending on the foundation that I have. So midday check-in, what, 4.5 hours in, 4 hours in. I'm not liking the finish very much. Hello, Nick.
Hello.
I'm not liking the finish very much. I mean, it's just, really what's bothering me the most is like the powdery look here on my forehead and the powdery look here on my nose. I'm hoping the camera's going to pick that up. I hope. but I'm just not liking the way it's looking right now. It's not looking real great, at least in my opinion. I think it looks better than when I first put it on. So there's that. It has started to look better as the day's gone on. I'm going to continue to wear it, obviously, for another 4 hours. John's getting in the car right now. I'm going to continue to wear it for another 4 hours, and we'll see what it looks like at what time? About 7:30 tonight? 7:30-ish, 7:30, 8 o'clock. We'll check in again and see how it looks. But right now, I'm not loving it. It's not horrible. It's actually looking better than that Hourglass makeup did that I compared it to this morning when I first put it on. But it's still not looking very great, so we'll keep wearing it. Like I said, it looks like it's wore off on that part of my nose. I don't know. Anyway, I'll see you guys in 4 hours. All right, everybody, welcome back. I'm a little bit later than 8 hours. It is 8:04. So I've had this on about 8.5 hours now. And I'll say this, I actually think the foundation looks better now than it did 8.5 hours ago. Looking at it now, there are some definite areas that I'm not liking. For example, around my nose. It's very, very cakey around my nose. It has like all settled right in there. I'll show you here. I mean, it is settled in those creases. It is really, really bad. So that I don't like. I think right now, 8 hours in, the weird breaking up that was going on my forehead and on this cheek especially has kind of gone away. Looking at my forehead, I think it's actually looking pretty good right now. I don't feel like it's all broken up like it had been. And then this cheek over here, it definitely looks a lot better than what it did 8.5 hours ago. But then on my chin, it's like worn off. And I haven't been sitting here like, you know, I've been running around today, going to family and getting all over the place. It's not like totally wiped off, but it has definitely faded from where it was this morning. Not horrible, but I think my cheeks, I'm sorry, I'm looking in a mirror down here and I've got another mirror over here. I think my cheeks look okay. I think my nose looks faded, but not bad. Like it was really powdery earlier, like really powdery. And I think as the day's worn on, my natural oils have come out and it's actually started looking a lot better on my nose throughout the day. I feel like my forehead, I don't know. So my forehead doesn't look horrible, I don't think. But it's not fantastic either. And let me say this. I think from farther away, so not up close, I feel like this actually looks really nice on my skin. Like I've caught myself in mirrors being like at least 5-10 feet away, and I've looked at it and said, wow, my skin actually looks kind of nice. It's when you get really close that you really start to see, you know, the caking around the nose, the little areas that are broken up on my nose and on my forehead and on my chin. So I'm a little torn on this foundation. If you would have asked me, and I sort of put this across when I filmed my initial reaction 8 hours ago, I would have told you that I was really considering returning this foundation. And I think I've only ever returned like 2 or 3 pieces of makeup before out of this entire 1.5-year experiment that I've been living through. I literally have only returned like 2 or 3 different things, and that's it. I really was considering when I first put this on, taking this product back because it was looking that bad on my skin that I considered returning it. And that is really big for me. 8 hours in, it's not as bad. So this is a product that I'm really going to have to test out and see how it works with my skin as I go further on in the month, because like this, I don't like, but that could have been that I put too much foundation around the corners of my nose. But other than that, I feel like it's not looking that bad. And I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I'm actually surprised because 8 hours ago, it didn't look that good. And when I checked in at 4 hours, it still wasn't looking that good. So do I want a foundation that takes 6 hours to look nice on my skin? Probably not. But is this the absolute worst foundation I've ever tried? No, not by far. So don't know if that's a helpful review for you. Some people were very adamant that they either really liked it or they really didn't like it. Me, I'm kind of somewhere in between. Right now, looking at it, I think it doesn't look that bad. But then again, like my mirror right here is an arm's length away, which is what, maybe 3 feet? And looking in my mirror 3 feet away, it actually looks kind of nice. But then I pull the mirror up close and it's not looking so nice anymore. So I don't know. I'm sort of torn. I'm going to give this a couple more tries. I still will be in the window to return it to Sephora within the next couple of weeks if I make the decision to return it. I will give you an update in my wrap-up video to let you know what I think and whether I returned it or not. But for now, that's where we're going to have to leave it. Yeah. So anyhow, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up down below. If you haven't already and you would like to be, please hit that red subscribe button and don't forget to hit the little bell to notify you when I do upload new videos. And if you have any comments, leave those in the comment section down below as well. I would love to hear if you've tried this foundation, what skin type are you, and how did it work on your skin? I would love to hear it. I don't know that this would work on someone with truly dry skin, because of that weird way it was looking when I first put it on, and it was kind of patchy and powdery looking. I'm not sure that if you have really dry skin that this would work. So anyhow, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next Epic Beauty Fail. Bye!